today we're actually going to go to Italy, Italia, and I'm going to be making a zucchini rollatini. And I'm going to show you step by step how I make it. But before I do that, I want to talk about an Italian sauce. We're actually going to do Italian today. A lot of sauces people buy in the jars, they're really, really not that great for you. So I'm just going to show you a quick, easy, delicious sauce that minimal ingredients is onion, garlic, and fresh parsley. And I'm going to show you quickly how I do it. And then we'll go on to the rollatini part. All right, so I'm just heating up my oil. Okay, I'm going to put some onions. It's just a teaspoon of olive oil. I always use like a light tasting sauteing olive oil. We love garlic in my house, so I have a good couple of teaspoons of garlic going in. All right, I'm going to turn that up a little bit so we get it going. And then this morning in the blender, because it was a big bunch of fresh parsley, and I use a lot of parsley. I use it in the sauce and then for decorating on the top because it has a lot of flavour. Right, so let me just get, as that gets going, you see, you can probably hear the sizzle, and it smells so good.
Sam, is that just is that flat leaf parsley or is that regular parsley?
Yeah, no, this is a flat leaf parsley. I find that flat leaf parsley has a little bit more flavour to it than the curly. The smell is a lot stronger as well. But it really, really gives the sauce a nice flavour without having all them additives in it, you know. So I'm just going to put some in now. I use a lot. I like a lot, you know, so put that up a little bit. Now, some salt and pepper, not too much, just a little bit. Because, you know, the cans do have a little. I use this because it is low in. I use a Roaster crushed tomatoes because it is low in sodium. So there's my tomatoes. I'm going to add them. And I'm just going to let it cook. Okay. You hear that sizzle go in. And we'll let that cook. And let it simmer like for half hour. And it is so worth it. So much cheaper than the jar sauces. You know, and let it simmer.
And you get to control things like how much salt's in it too.
Exactly.
Like
so
yeah,
absolutely. And if you're diabetic or something, you know, you don't want to add salt, you can get a lot of flavour from fresh herbs. You know, if you want, you can put some fresh basil. I don't particularly like sweet sauce, so I use, you know, some people add sugar in that in their sauce, and it's so unnecessary to me. But you know, it's however you desire. So I'm going to let that cook. So we're going to go on to the next thing. So we're making zucchini rollatini today. I sliced these early this morning and I had to bake them in my oven for 20 minutes. They're, as you see, they're perfectly sliced. And then when they come out, you actually have to pat the water off each one to get all that excess water so your sauce doesn't get saucy, you know, wet. Your ingredients don't get wet. So this is what I have my dish. Okay, I made a sauce earlier. As you see, here's my sauce earlier that I already made early this morning. And we're going to just layer that. Put some homemade sauce. And honestly, I don't even mind having a lot of sauce in the house because my kids, they eat me out of house and home, and this is a good thing to have. Right, ingredients. I have ricotta. With my ricotta, it's very sweet cheese. I put salt, pepper, and some fresh parsley. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to put some cheese in the, let me do a bigger one so I can give you a good example. I'm going to put some cheese in there. Oops, have to be a little careful. They're a little skinny, the zucchinis. I also have some mozzarella. Grab the mozzarella. You know, I don't buy full fat cheese and that. I try, you know, it keeps the calories down a little bit. And then we just roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. And as you see, you place in your sauce.
So cute.
Okay. I'll do a couple more for you.
Sam, about how thick are you cutting those zucchinis to start with?
Because they do shrink a little bit, probably about 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, but they do get a little flimsy. It's, you know, I mean, they're pretty good and so much better than pasta, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's adding green to it there too. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, to your diet. And you know what? If you want to, you can add spinach to this. You know, if you want to chop up some spinach and put it in your cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely do that. I'll do one more. A little bit of cheese. Just roll it tight and put it in your baking dish. Now, when you fill that up, you'll sauce it on the top and you'll put a little bit of mozzarella and some fresh Parmesan cheese. So when that's finished completely. Right, so this is one that I prepared earlier. Okay. So you see I got some fresh herbs on there. All right. Now, yesterday, after I come back from work, because on Wednesdays, is everyone over in central Harlem, I was on the bus and I was so hungry. I was thinking, I have to get something to eat before I go to the supermarket because I'm going to end up spending $300 instead of, you know, what I need. Because I was like a little hangry. So I got a salad. And I actually thought it was one of the best salads I ever had. And I replicated it. I went to the supermarket and bought the ingredients.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Right? It was with strawberries and walnuts and a little bit of goat cheese. And it was so good. So I made a salad with my zucchini. You can leave off the cheese, obviously. Just put a little bit of glaze on it. If you want to do a little bit of salt and pepper, you know, it's completely up to you. I'm making a raspberry salad dressing.
Oh, nice.
Right, so here's my ingredients. So we're going to use 2 teaspoons of honey. We're going to use 1/4 cup of olive oil. So I'm just going to guesstimate, which is half of 8 ounces, which is there. A teaspoon of mustard. I have a teaspoon of mustard here. A teaspoon of mustard.
Is that Dijon or is that yellow mustard, or does it matter?
You know what, it does say Dijon, but this is yellow mustard. This is actually what I had.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes we just have to compromise a little
Make
bit.
it work,
I forgot the Dijon mustard yesterday, but, you know, I was too full up after that salad.
It's all good. Yeah,
it was all
what
good.
You got.
I know, right? Okay, so we have a 1 teaspoon of fresh basil chopped. I mean, it's going to go in the blender anyway, but I chopped it ready. And also a large clove of garlic. So I'm going to put that in there. It's going to go in the blender. Now, you can use white balsamic for this, white balsamic vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of white balsamic. Okay, and then we're going to do 1/2 cup of fresh raspberries. I'm going to do some fresh raspberries, about 1/2 cup. So I kind of put in a cup here, so I'll just like kind of half it. Got some fresh raspberries going on. And some salt and pepper. Fresh sea salt and pepper. pinch of that. And again, make your own salad dressings. You know, store-bought salad dressings are not good for you. They're full of like stuff that we don't need to have in our diets. Not healthy. Nice.
Gorgeous.
So we have a fresh basil and raspberry vinaigrette. I want to taste it. Is if I have to adjust it, I will. Oh, it's lovely. Quite lovely. So definitely something I would recommend. So we're going to try and do a salad dressing every week, you know, some homemade salad dressing, just so you have some options. You know, next week I'm going to do an avocado one. Now, the water of the week, I did raspberry oranges that no one's ever heard of, but it did say that on the back, I promise you. I was like, oh, these look like blood oranges, but they say raspberry. And I actually tasted them, and blood oranges almost taste a little grapefruity, if you know what I'm saying, but this doesn't. This is actually very, very sweet and delicious.
Yeah.
So we actually have a raspberry and a raspberry orange water of the week.